guys, it is me, Heather, and you are tuning into my channel, Mama in Motion. As you may or may not know, depending on if you are a returning viewer or a new viewer, which either way, thank you for coming in. Sorry for the long intro. I am on a journey to lose 100 pounds. I have had a lot of surgeries, I think 9 surgeries now, maybe 10. I don't even know, I can't keep track. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've had a lot of surgeries and I'm on a weight loss journey, and even though it's been complicated and I've had a lot of health struggles, I am still pushing through and persevering. So since I checked in with you guys last, I reached 195.5. Then that put me at 50 pounds down, and I am still very proud of myself and super excited about that. I was continuing to lose weight a little bit. I'd seen the 194.9 mark one of the days that I weighed in. My weight is slightly fluctuating up right now by about 4 or 5 pounds. I know that it'll come back down when I get my eating back on track, and even though I can't exercise right now necessarily, I can still be getting my steps in. On January 1st, 2024, I was in the kitchen and me and my husband were talking, and I twisted my back, and I was talking to him, and then when I came back to just a normal position, my back just popped down low in the spine, and I was like, oh, that didn't really feel very good. And within minutes, my whole hip, which I'm already having issues with, started stiffening up, and then my whole lower back started stiffening up, and I was in a lot of pain. So I went and I rested with ice, and then the following day I had an appointment already scheduled with my primary care provider, and upon hearing about the back popping situation down low and the pain I had and numbness in my legs and stuff, he had me do an x-ray there at the office before I went home, and then I got the results later on Tuesday, same day, and it showed that I have a L5-S1 shortening of the disc, just a moderate, mild to moderate shortening, but they couldn't see, if I had any soft tissue damage. They can't see anything that could be more substantial without an MRI done. So that is what the x-ray showed. And then the following day, I had a pelvic floor physical therapy appointment at 11 a.m. And my husband drives me there because I've been having a hard time walking from a parking lot to the building, right? And I was already stressing and considering having my husband push me up to the appointment in a wheelchair, because my physical therapist had said that was an option a couple weeks ago when I last saw her, and I wasn't even dealing with this back problem. I was dealing with whole other issues with my hip and my pelvic floor and everything just being really tight and stiff and hard to move like a normal person, and my hips, I guess, are misaligned, so all that probably contributes to why my back pops down low. So anyways, we were driving, and it's only a 10-minute drive, right? But there were so many twists and curves and turns and roundabouts. Are you familiar with roundabouts? If you are, tell me if you love them or hate them in the comments. If you love roundabouts, put a heart. You hate roundabouts, put a I don't know, just something. Just let me know. Roundabouts are a pain in the butt, but I understand that they are there to help people from running red lights and red stop signs, I guess, and preventing some car crashes. So they do have their purpose, right? But man, every curb that we drove through, it was my spine was and I was pushing down on my good leg and holding against the door, trying to keep my spine straight and my body straight, and it just started spasming up. It got so tense, and I'd already told my husband that morning that I was like, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to be really emotional today, I can't really help it. And he was like, it's okay, I understand. And so I was already crying while we were going there, but on the way there the crying changed. It changed from frustration and just being emotional to actual horrendous pain. And we got to the physical therapy building, which is actually connected to a hospital and an ER. So we got there, and I couldn't get out of the car. Like, I knew I wouldn't be able to. My left leg felt just like dead weight, and it hurt really bad, really deep inside. And my whole back was stiffened up and spasming, and it was really bad. So my husband went in, he told the physical therapist, ladies at the front desk, that I was there but that I couldn't show up. I was really worried about it counting against me and like ruining my ability to see them with my contract. I don't know if you've been in a contract with help with pain, but they want you to show up, and if you don't cancel within a certain amount of time, it can count against you and ruin your contract. So I'm very concerned about that. But I did show up, but I couldn't get out of the car. So we went a little ways over through the parking lot, and we found the emergency room. So when we got to the ER, my husband brought out a wheelchair for me, and he helped me go from the front passenger seat of our vehicle down into the wheelchair. And as we were like turning my body, I remember I almost threw up on him because the pain was just so intense, and I was like swallowing back nastiness that was like trying to come up, and a bunch of like gas, and just it was not good. I felt terrible. So we got into the wheelchair, which was a horrible position for me to be upright like that. I don't think it helped anything at all. I waited a while before I was able to see someone. I waited a while before I was able to get any type of relief from pain meds, and then a secondary dose of pain meds because the first one didn't quite cut it. It like brought the stuff down from like a super painful level all over to like a really localized spot, and I was able to tell that it was definitely my lower back that was hurting, and it was radiating outward and affecting everything else. And then so they had originally given me a shot of Toradol and a shot of Dilaudid, and then a dose of Flexeril to take orally. And then it was like 2 hours later, and I was still like really upset and crying because my back just wasn't relaxing. And anytime I would I could inhale, but when I exhaled, as soon as I got to like here, it was like everything was stiffening up really bad. Anyways, it all stiffened up so bad. So they ended up giving me an oxycodone pill to take orally also, so that I could like get home okay, I guess. But they still took like 2 hours before they discharged me after that. There were a couple tests that they ran on my bladder just to make sure I wasn't retaining urine in my bladder and not able to feel it because I was having tingly and numbness feelings. So it was determined that I was having lumbar radiculopathy. Having lumbar pain with severe sciatica. So I guess some people can experience sciatica mildly, where they don't even know they have it. Some people feel it like twinges and shocks, and they're like, ouch, ooh, that doesn't feel good, which is what I'm used to. And then some people have it so severe that they are not able to function like I was. It was definitely a 10 out of 10 pain. I don't ever want to feel it again, and I'm really scared to be in a car again. I haven't been in the car since that day. It's like Sunday evening, and I'm like, I have a doctor appointment this Wednesday, and it's like way across town, like 15 minutes away, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm just like really scared. So I'm on some like Flexeril at home now, and I've been able to kind of cut back on my dosage with the Flexeril gradually over the days. Like today I started taking like half of a Flexeril dose at a time because I'm trying to like stay awake and be functional. And I have just, I've just had a whole heap of a time. And learning to deal with this and to be dependent on my husband. and like my children for doing simple things that I can't even do because I can't bend forward. It's very frustrating. So I really like this quote. And I've been trying to like remember it. So I've been trying to do a little something and then rest, and then do a little something and then rest. So if you see the dishes behind me at all, my apologies, but my house is not perfectly clean. And especially right now because I am pretty much dependent on my husband, and he works a full-time job. So it's like, how do you keep your house clean when you're the primary cleaner of the stuff, you know? So I've just been doing dishes a little bit here and there, so just like small little motions so I don't overexert anything back here. And then I've been resting a lot, and I didn't start doing any of that until today. So it's been 5 days since the horrible spasming incident landed me in the hospital. So yeah, that's my life right now. Since I've been dealing with this pain, I have been eating more sugary treats. I haven't really been able to make my own things because it takes like time and effort and energy for me to be able to make my own special goodies, because I really like to use like the oat flour. I found that it is really helping, as opposed to making stuff with the bleached white flour, you know, because I've been having issues, I think, with the white flour or with sugar, I don't know. But I've just been like really getting into all that stuff because I like the dopamine. I like feeling a little bit better for a moment by eating that stuff, but then I don't feel so great afterwards. It's been rough, and I'm just like looking forward to getting back on track, especially now that I am able to be a little bit more mobile. I can start making some things for myself again, and that is what is going on this week. I hope I didn't just hurt myself doing that. That was dumb. See, I like forget, and even right now I have my ice pack on. Does that feel good? I remember when I first got this ice pack and I was like 250 pounds. I could not do this. This is not possible. I mean, I can really pull this in. It's crazy. But I don't like the way it feels. It's not very comfortable when I have it super tight sometimes. Sometimes I don't mind it tight. But it's just like, I mean, like, what? It's cool. Yeah. I used to not even be able to wrap it around me when I first got it. I'd have to like hold it against my back. And like hold it against my belly, but now I can just wrap it into place wherever I need it around my waist and use it without having to sit down to use it necessarily. But that is what's going on right now. So that is my life lately, and things are not going super smooth and easily, but I am still focused on pushing through and continuing on this journey and continuing onward toward the next 50-pound down mark. And even though my weight is slightly fluctuating up right now by about 4 or 5 pounds, I know that it'll come back down when I get my eating back on track. And even though I can't exercise right now necessarily, I can still be getting my steps in, and I can still contribute little things around the house, which is really important to me. I really struggle with the not being able to do stuff for myself, and that is very difficult. My husband helped me shower. My husband was helping me get dressed all week. My kids and my husband have to help me put my socks on. So there's just a lot going on, and I have my handy dandy grabber, and it is definitely a lifesaver sometimes, because sometimes people are asleep and I'm awake and I need something, so I can grab it with my grabber. And I've been using a grabber since like 2017 when I had my labral repair done in my left hip, which I believe is now torn again. Yay. Just kidding, not yay. I am being sarcastic. I am using humor to cover up the pain that I am feeling about all of these horrible body aches. Anyways, I'm gonna go rest. I hope you have a great day. Bye. Oh yeah, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe. Thanks.